Ni Hao Manila! Ni Hao Manila! Welcome to another episode of Ni Hao Chats with me, your host, Valerie Tan. And for today's episode, we are going to learn something new. Our topic is the Double Ninth Festival. To tell us more about it, say Ni Hao to Chinese national musician and artist, and also our guest in last month's episode, say Ni Hao to Miss Gaya.
Ni Hao Manila, I'm Gaya.
We also have Chinese national and a student from the Philippines. Say Ni Hao once again to Miss Camille.
Hi, Ni Hao Manila. Hello everybody, it's nice to see you again.
Yes, thank you for taking time. And last but definitely not the least, a Chinoy just like me, a TikToker. Say Ni Hao to Justin.
Hi, Ni Hao Manila, I'm Justin.
All right, thank you for joining us. So first things first, Justin, have you ever heard of the Double Ninth Festival?
Honestly, I have never heard of this festival, but I did look up some details about it, and I think that it's a very meaningful festival.
Okay, aminin mo, what was the first thing that came to your mind when we say the Double
Double
Ninth?
Ninth Shopee.
We think about shopping.
So Double 11? Double 11, yes. In China we have Double 11 shopping.
Yeah, the Singles Day, right? That's
Yes,
what Singles Day.
yes.
That's not the topic for today. When I heard about the Double Nine Festival also, I was thinking, is it September 9? But actually, it's not. So what is the Double Nine Festival?
It's a lunar, yes, lunar
Calendar.
calendar, lunar calendar,
Yes.
Double 9.
What is the purpose of the Double Nine Festival?
Actually, in China, for the Double 9, we usually for view Christ, Sesame, we have these kind of activities. And in our family, we also hiking. It's not popular as Mid-Autumn Festival because Mid-Autumn Festival they have the vacation, long vacation.
But actually, the double night, we will prepare the food for our
For the ancestors.
Yes.
In the traditional culture, we will prepare fruit and chicken and rice.
I think it's
Yes.
very similar
And
to what
the,
we do.
The Chinese white wine.
White
Why?
white wine.
Chinese alcohol.
The best.
Yes.
So for the Filipino Chinese, we don't call it the Double Nine Festival, but
We don't.
it is something similar to what we do during the Ondas.
Very opposite origins, we may say, but in a way, it's the same theme. So in Undas, we, of course, remember those who have passed away. They may not necessarily be our elderly, but in general, we remember those who have passed. In this Chongyang Festival, I think it's particularly aimed at the elderly. So I think that's where the practical difference lies.
Let's talk about the number 9. What is the significance or importance and symbol of 9 in the Chinese culture?
So 9 in Chinese culture is high risk number. This number is very strong, like sun.
So what are the usual food that we prepare during the Double Night Festival?
Chongyang Gao. Yes, it's like kind of Chongyang dessert. And another one is crab. For our city, I think, or for like Dongbei, another province in China, they don't usually have crab for Double Nine Festival. The first reason is it's not common in our city and in another province.
Yeah, but I hear because that period the crab is more delicious.
Okay, that's the
So that is why, yes.
More delicious.
Yes.
Yes. And the second is during that festivals it's expensive. Yes.
Because a lot of people are buying.
Yes, a lot of people buy that.
And I just want to compare it with the Filipino Chinese, Justin.
Yeah.
For them, this Double Night Festival is a way to really pay respects to their ancestors.
Yeah.
So for the Filipinos, it's really the Ondas, right? So what food do we prepare for
In
our
Ondas?
ancestors? Yeah.
I think people mostly buy fruits and whatever they like, no? But there's a particular affinity to giving fruits to those who have passed. I think it's because merging the two traditions together from the Chinese culture. Talagang fruits yung binibigay natin even when, for example, we're celebrating the New Year as a sign of affection and as a sign of remembering them. Just like flowers, for example, you give fruits, and I think there's just something special about fruits during Undasman, that they just place them over the tombstones, and people have a good time at the side, just socializing with each other, and I think that's what we do in Undas.
So I see again a lot of similarities between the Filipino Chinese and the Chinese cultures, like a lot of respect for the elderly, love for food also, love for celebration.
If I could ask, do you also have the long life noodles in China?
A long life noodles is just for birthdays.
For birthdays?
Yes, for
because
birthdays. It is,
I'm imagining if Chongyang Festival were to be celebrated here, maybe they would serve that. Because it's a celebration of, I think, longevity and the elderly here in the Philippines. And yeah, so when I remember when my atai lived until 80 years old, when I was small, everyone kept saying you had to eat the quail eggs in the noodles, and if you do, you'll have long life. So there was something like that. I don't know if there's something like that in China also.
magic noodles.
Magic noodles.
So now as time passes by, it gets more modern, right? How do we keep the traditions alive? Like something like Double Night Festival in our own little way.
Sometimes we didn't can go back to China. Yes. In modern life, maybe we do this. It's just like online video chat.
How about you, Justin? Because you're already a Filipino Chinese, so it's really a mix of cultures
That's
already.
right.
How do you still preserve your Chinese roots and tradition?
I think for us, it's a bit more, may say, relevant because our ancestors came here already 3-4 generations ago. So when I was a younger kid, my grandma used to tell me, "Oh, you should never forget your culture. You don't forget your roots." So there's more emphasis on that for us. Whereas people from China, it's something that they already have, right? And they carry it with them because, okay, I am a Chinese passport holder, my address is in China, so it's very normal. But for us, I think to keep the tradition alive is to focus more on the values behind the festival, because these practices, they come and go, right? I mean, as you see, you don't remember, and I don't remember the specifics of, oh, is the ancestor worship, should the fruits face this way, or should I pai this side to the west side? Or it's these things I think are arbitrary, but the values are very important. As long as the family gets together and the family remembers, okay, it's double ninth, no? So we have to meet our relatives. So something that's more meaningful. I think that's what keeps the traditions alive.
So overall, how about you, Miss Camille? What is your advice to our viewers, the Chinese young people, the young Chinese, on how they should value their elders and ancestors?
For the young kids, they should remember or know some, not all, but know some our traditions, like for this coming Double Night Festival. Okay, what activities we can include? Okay, to let them know more about like this one, to remember our tradition and the festivals. It's very important.
For me, we record on phone. Yes, that is very convenient. So you always know what the celebrate for the traditional culture celebrate. That is convenient. But if you didn't do that, maybe you pass, you forgot.
And how about you, Justin? Any parting words to the young Chinoys watching us?
Because when I was searching about the Chongyang Festival, I read the story.
Yes.
And the story is about a guy who, there was a monster in the village, right? And then the monster killed the guy's parents. I mean, this is a very short version. The guy's parents, because they died, he said, "Oh, I will look for a way to kill the monster." So he went to a mountain, and then he encountered this old wise guy, and this old wise guy said, "Oh, you get this chrysanthemum wine, and you get this cherry and then you feed it to the monster, and then you kill it with the sword. It's a legend, it's a folk story. So my advice would be to the younger people, the long and short of it is to look at these stories and see what it's trying to tell you. Because these stories, although obviously there are no plague monsters, diba? These plague monsters don't exist. But I think behind these stories, there are values that I think our old ancestors are trying to tell us.
Yes.
And maybe it's perhaps be healthy, because maybe that's one of the messages that you can get from the story. Because what the monster was, it's not just any kind of monster. It was a plague monster. Perhaps also looking at the initiative of the son is to always, take care of your parents. When they're sick, you go get the medicine, go to the hospital, go to the wise old man in the hospital, get the prescription. So these things, you learn values behind the stories. I think that's what those old people from the first 1,000 years ago are trying to tell us.
So I love this, honor your parents,
Yes,
honor
yes.
your father and your mother. So all right, thank you so much for joining me in today's conversation. Thank you. Thank you, Camille and Gaya. Thank you so much, Jesse.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in social media soon, right?
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
We will see.
We will say yes, we will.
And of course, Justin, you have a TikTok.
I have a
account.
TikTok, yeah. Please follow me on Justin Chua 24, and that's the same username for my Facebook and Instagram as well.
All right. And of course, don't forget to follow also Ni Hao Manila on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Again, my name is Valerie Tan. Thank you so much for joining us here at
Ni Hao Manila!